what's the running joke when you're from Middle Eastern descent, okay, and you're getting to a certain age, and it's like, okay, let's say you're a young man in your 20s, no problem. But as soon as you hit that late 20s period, your parents are starting to hit you up with the, what do you think of this girl from Lebanon or Egypt or wherever you're from?
Yeah.
What do you think? She may be your cousin, but that's okay, it's all good. We know their family. And those women used to be pretty keen to come to Australia and live a better life, because in Australia the assumption was you come here and live, men and women alike, you come here and you live a better life. But what I've seen is I've got some mates at that age and they go, bro, this Trump card of I'm living in Australia
means nothing.
Means nothing anymore.
Bro, the visa means nothing anymore. No one wants to come here, bro.
Because it's like I live a hard life in my native Middle Eastern country, but at least I'm living life. Because, I don't earn much money, but my family comes around to the dinner table. We have community together. We raise our kids together. We have a laugh. We have a joke. And even though the circumstances are dire, we're enjoying our life. They come here and all they see us do is work and pay tax and do all the things. And we don't even see each other. We don't see each other during the week. We're busy on the week. We're running around, kids in sport, this and that.
It's chaos, bro.
It's chaos.
And the sales pitch for Australia is diminishing.
Yeah.
I've had so many clients the last 3 years leave Australia, literally sell their assets, go overseas. I've seen them return to England or Europe, Middle East, Asia, Dubai, and every single one of them say the same thing. They're like, John, no matter what I do, no matter how hard I work, I can't get ahead. If I just take whatever money I've got, I sell my house, I've got 500 grand left or 700 or $1 million, and I move to this country, I can live like a king, I can enjoy my family, I can do all the things you said. Shame on the Australian government, shame on us, because we had a country and we had an opportunity where we were the best bloody country 100%. In the world, okay, where we had every resource under the sun. We had more iron in the ground that we knew what to do with. We've had more uranium than anyone, like most other countries, lithium. We've got all the natural resources.
100%.
We've got all the land, bro. There's more land in this country per head than
100%.
anywhere else in the world. We had a young population, free from war, free from famine, sickness, illness. And you know what we did with it? We said, let's just pump up the property market. Whoever's got property wins. Everyone else go F yourself.
100%.
And that was the model. So if you got 20 properties, good luck to you. Everyone else, this country, they shut on you. All right. And honestly, if you don't actually find a way to make some money, scrape some to the side, get into the property market, into our Ponzi that we're growing together as it goes up and up and up, because we haven't built anything else, then you're going to be left behind as well. 100%. So if you're in Australia and you're not willing to play in that game and you can't see it for what it is, just know what you're signing up for. It's a hard fight, and I want you to fight. I want my clients to fight. But the reality is, if you don't, you're better off picking up, taking your stuff and going somewhere else, because this is the system we've made for ourselves, and it's going to take 50 to 100 years to reverse the effect of what we built.
Speaking of the reversing of effects, I hate being all negative and going through, the things
I feel negative today, bro. It is what it is. I'm upset about it.
We've been ranting, but I can't walk away without a solution. I'm going to propose a solution, and then I'll hand it over to you to propose one as well, and give yourself some time to cool down.
Yeah, no worries,
So my solution would be, I say this a million times a day, and I'm going to keep saying it. The American dream is to start a business. The Australian dream is to buy a home. We need a rebrand in this country. We need a working population who is productive, and with their production creates more production, as opposed to land banking the production that we've created. You hit the nail on the head. We have all the resources under the sun. We have great borders called the ocean. We have fantastic, vibrant people who have come to this country to have a go. And I think they need the opportunity to have a go. And I think that small business ownership does that. We always say that the small business owner is the hero of our community. Why? Because they're the ones who sacrifice their jobs to create jobs for others. And what happens when you create jobs for others? People feel that need of that sense of purpose. People have something to work towards, and people have their cups filled so that it can flow into their own communities and their own environment. So I think we need a massive rebrand. We need to make it very attractive for people to get into business, have a go, create jobs, create production, create new ideas. That's what some of the most successful societies we've ever known were built on. And I'm sick of this Ponzi scheme of buying property and getting all your money and just chucking it into property, because we know for some reason in Sydney that always goes up. You tell me your solution.
if you want to fix this country, you need to start taking care of the people who run this country. The people who run this country are everyday mums and dads
Absolutely.
working their asses off for jobs to keep a roof over the heads of their kids and putting food on the table. We do not have enough minimum wages in this country. I think the minimum wage is way too low. I think the super rate is way too low. I think for far too long, everyday Australians have been neglected. And if we're going to run this economy to any point where everyday people are actually better off, we have to start with the people that no one cares about, and that's the people at the bottom.
100%.
My dad is working in a job till this day where 30 years ago he was working in the same sort of job where he's getting paid roughly the same he gets paid today as he would have got paid 30 years ago, where everything has gone up 500%. Do you know what I mean? When my dad was driving trucks in the 80s versus driving trucks now, there's no comparison.
But you know what didn't go up? The tax rates.
Yeah.
Sorry, do you know what didn't move? The tax brackets.
The tax brackets.
So he's getting paid the same,
but
paying
everyday
more
workers
tax.
that have blue collar jobs are so neglected. They don't actually get paid anywhere near as much as they need to live in this country.
100%.
Why are we shipping hundreds of thousands of people in and then bringing them into a scenario where we don't take care of them?
Yeah.
There's so much richness and wealth in this country. You have to take care of the people at the bottom. They have to earn more so that they can improve the society. Do you know what happens in a society where you don't take care of the people at the bottom? It ends up becoming like a ghetto, a disaster.
100%.
Who wants to live in a place where people don't have enough food to eat or can't afford basic like healthcare, basic education?
Yeah.
Not me, bro. We all came from countries that were like that to start. Why are we turning Australia into a third world country?
100%. And we have, this is the thing, we have the resources to do it. We have the resources to do it. We're so privileged and endowed with resources. So it's an underachievement, honestly, if we can't fix this problem.
Gun to your head,
huge
we can up the minimum wage by 25%. Will you do it?
I have different thoughts on the minimum wage. Let me tell you what happens when you raise the minimum wage. Ultimately, the consumer pays more prices, and the same people you've given more money to have to pay more away. So do I think raising the minimum wage solves things? I think there are better ways to do it. So would I increase the minimum wage by 25%? I would rather encourage that minimum wage earner to invest in themselves, to invest in their skill. I would do it contingent on.
Yeah.
I don't want to force people on what to do, but contingent on them using that money to better themselves.
Yeah.
But that's hard. They
Brother,
have no. They can't even get by. It's hard, bro.
I mean, I've been an economic conservative, and I understand the line: pick yourself up by your bootstraps, blah blah blah. At the end of the day, the system is stacked against the little guy. If the little guy does not actually get real help right now, if these politicians do not decide to help everyday Australians right now, we're just going to be saying, oh, yeah, pick yourself up by your bootstraps, save money, be smart. Bro, I train thousands and thousands of small business owners and my clients every day on how to be smart. I teach them the skills. I tell them how to make profit. I tell them how to improve their businesses. But on the other side, policy is screwing them. I want to teach them how to be better, but the country needs to get behind them and say, hey, we want everyone to own a home in this country. Why can't my 5 brothers and sisters buy a house?
Yeah, 100%.
Why are they struggling? They've done everything right. Why?
Yeah.
Because the system is set up to enrich the rich.
Yep.
And we just keep saying to the poor and people who don't have anything, you just got to be smart. You know what? Just buy my course.
Yeah.
This is how you're going to make money. Bro, help people make money, but set up the system in a way that it's fair for everyone so people are going to want to come here and your kids are not going to want to grow up and just move to another country, please.
Here, let me meet you halfway, John. Do you know what I would do? I wouldn't, maybe minimum wage. We have different opinions on that. But what I will do is this. Whatever minimum wage you want to increase, I'm happy to decrease the tax rate by that minimum wage. So I would decrease the tax rate so that they feel like they are getting more, which they are getting more money. It would make the same impact, but I think it's better for them.
I'm 100% with you that low income earners are paying way too much tax.
100% they are.
Let's just start there and then
we'll
work on the rest.
Can we shake on that?